He's the brightest spark to have emerged from our Hindi film industry last year, courtesy Masan, while she dazzled and sizzled in The Angry Indian Goddesses. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Vicky Kaushal and Sarah Jane Dias, the lead actors of Zubaan, with me here today. Vicky, Sarah, welcome to the Indian Express. Let's start with you, Vicky. I heard that Zubaan happened long before Masan. So how did the entire film fall into place? How were you spotted and how did you get cast in the role?
It happened in the end of 2013.
Okay.
I was giving auditions every day, 5-6 auditions, doing theatre, rehearsing for plays, and Zubaan's audition was one of the auditions, and I was called for the audition by the casting team of Mukesh Chandra, and there the audition was being taken by the director Moses Singh himself, along with the casting team. And he made me do 3 scenes in Hindi as it was written in the script, and then in Punjabi, because that was the requirement of the actor, whoever will be playing Dilsher in the film, that he needs to be fluent in Punjabi.
Okay.
So I did that, and my audition process actually went on for 7 days. And I was called every day. Sometimes we were doing improvisation scenes, sometimes we were doing I did I don't know how many scenes from the film. I actually thought I'll finish the film in my audition process itself. So the last stage of the audition was doing a photo shoot with Sarah, who was already cast for the film.
Okay.
And she was actually the first one to cast for
So you
Zubaan.
guys knew each other before or?
Not at all.
Okay.
And I was the last one. So in that photo shoot, that was the first time we met each other, and I was very anxious as to I'm meeting Sarah Jane Dias, the VJ, former VJ, Miss India, musician, actor with so many films in her kitty, and I'm meeting her, this modest.
Shut up.
But she is.
Yeah.
That's how I was pleasantly surprised, because I was very anxious. Yaar, ki kaisa hoga? Would she be having some attitude or something? How would it be? So, but she was very modest, very transparent, very easy to talk to, and she started sharing lots of her stuff about her journey in this industry and everything. So I was like, "Arey, ये तो बड़ी
You must
normal
never
है
tell
यार."
reporters this because then they think, now we'll also ask her what happened. That's the first thing they think of.
Okay.
And then while you were doing the photo shoot, Moses Singh, he just goes, अचानक से he goes like, "अच्छा Sarah, now sit on Vicky's lap." And we were like, I was like, my money was so I was like, Moses, this is a new actor, बच्चा है ये industry में. How would I be able to perform if Sarah is sitting on my lap? How? So Maniman, I was like, कि अब तो भूल जाओ, अब तो I won't be able to pass this test because I'll be stone faced, because my brain has stopped working. So that's the.
I was no
how-
less nervous, by the way. I don't get guys don't really intimidate me or anything like that, but not that he intimidated me, it's just that I walked into the Sikya office and Vicky was standing there in his Sardar avatar like that, and I was like, oh hi, so hot. And I was just like, it really caught me by sort of surprise.
So you thought he's actually a Sardar standing there?
And yeah, they just said Vicky's going to be there,
Okay.
right? That's it. And I'd never seen him. That's the first time I saw him. He was like that. He's already in Dilsher's costume.
Okay.
Dilsher when he's a Sardar at least. And I got very shy, man. I was like, hi.
She's a damn good actor. Huh? I didn't come to know of this.
But on the outside, I was all like, yeah, I'm so cool, and I'm totally here to do my job. And I was like, yeah, I'm so experienced. But inside, I was like, oh shit.
Right.
And then, as it is, I'm trying to be all cool, and Moses is like, okay, sit on his lap. I was like, okay. So I'm like sitting like this, okay, like this.
She's like corner
He's like,
pe,
closer, get closer. I'm
Abhi she'll slip.
Okay, I'll get closer. But yeah, I don't think Moses realizes this, or maybe he actually does, by the way. This is like his evil plan to break the ice, because it worked really well.
Okay.
Because he just put us together and threw us into a shoot. And the thing is that when you're doing a shoot together, even if it's, and I'm saying this from my modeling sort of background, is that you have to have a chemistry with someone, even in photographs, so you have to break the ice immediately, and this was a great way for us to sort of break the ice, so to speak.
Right.
The ice just melted.
Sarah, I've read the reviews after the screening that happened at the Busan Film Festival. All reviewers have praised your performance. I remember 2 reviewers speaking in glowing terms about your beauty. They have used terms like stunning and mesmerizing. So is this the movie that will finally bring out the real beautiful and gorgeous Sarah Jane Dias?
I don't think I've looked any less beautiful in my other films, man.
No, but there is also this talk of you planning to launch a new look on the social media. So I was just wondering, what is that exactly all about?
No, that's Amira's. Basically, Aki Nirola has done the costumes, the costume design,
Okay.
and they're very unique because they're a really interesting mix of urban Indian and Western fashion. And so you've got, like, for example, there's this one outfit that I have which is basically denim pants with like ikat material print on it. It's just really interesting, and that's what we're sort of promoting on social media as well, because a lot of girls nowadays, you know, on Pinterest and on Instagram and on things like that, they want to know what's and they want to know how to merge the two.
Right.
So that's what we're doing.
Okay.
It's not Sarah Jane Dias's sort of
Okay.
new look or anything like that. I've looked. I think I look.
Yeah, you do look
Pretty much a goddess in
very
everything.
gorgeous.
You know, I mean, I try my best. You know.
Vicky, we know that your father is a very popular action director. Do you consider yourself as an industry kid? And had it not been for your father, do you think it would have been easy for you to get a foray or to make your debut into the Indian film industry? We know that he has not really launched you, but how would it have been had he not been from the film industry?
You know, the most amazing support that I got from my father was that I had a very real picture of the industry. I had a very real picture of the world I was entering in. Because, you know, many people who come from outside Bombay who don't have any connection into the industry, they have this delusion of it's a glamour world, that whole glitter, shine and everything, and it takes a while to actually realize the seriousness of the industry, you know. So I think my first step was sorted there because I wasn't coming with a delusion in mind that, you know, कि अरे यहाँ तो ऐसा होता है वैसा होता है. I knew the kind of sacrifices, sincerity and hard work it requires to you know, expect any kind of rewards from the industry. It's a serious job, it's a serious business, and it requires a lot of hard work. So that was the support. It's a great support because you get a clear picture. You know, you exactly know what the world you're entering into. You know, so that's a great support. Otherwise, when I told him when I just passed out from my engineering degree, I told him that I don't want to be an engineer. I want to be an actor. The first question he asked me was that, do you want to do this because you know that your father's in the industry and this would make things easy for you? And I was like, no, I've seen your journey firsthand. I mean, I've seen you, you know, grow and, you know, step by step making a house, building a family and everything. So it's not coming from that aspect. It's just that, you know, I can be an engineer right now. I had a job letter in hand, but you know, there's always a point in life when you actually it's a challenging time and you start regretting your decisions, and you're like, you know, back in the day when I was 22, I actually wanted to take a different route, but I just didn't take it because of the flow of things. I don't want to be in that spot ever in life. I would much rather be in a spot where I'm struggling for 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, 1 year, whatever it is, but doing what I really want to do. Because every morning when I get up, I'll be self-motivated because this is my decision. And also, you know, my father, he's my hero because he's a very self-made man. And that's the kind of inspiration I want to pass on to my children as well. So that was very clear that he'll always be there for me. He'll always support me as a father, but not as an action director. You know. So whatever, if I fall, I rise, I walk or run or whatever, he'll always be there, but not as an action director, but only as a father. So that's the way we both wanted for me, and that's how it went.
Sara, we loved you in Angry Indian Goddesses, and Zubaan also looks very promising. Is this the kind of roles that you really look forward to doing in future in your career? And also, I mean, as compared to something like a Nutteri or Game?
Yes and no. I think that what tends to happen is that, like with any other job, you start and then you work your way slowly to a place where you get to pick the work that you want to pick, and you get to say no to the films that you don't want to do. I think that I don't have any regrets about the kinds of films that I've done thus far. And I think that we also live in a time where the industry is changing, the kind of scripts that are being written are changing, the kind of films that are being made are changing as well, and it's a nice feeling to be a part of all of that change. There's a certain movement from being escapist cinema to realist cinema, and I like that.
So you would do roles with a lot of substance as opposed to being the glam quotient in a movie.
There's a lot of substance in being glamorous.
Okay.
It's not easy.
Okay.
It's a joke. How? No. I don't like actually answering this question is because what tends to happen is that if I answer that question to you, then technically what I'm saying to myself is that everything else that I've done has been non-substantial, which is not the case. I've been very happy and I've been very grateful because I know that there are a lot of people who would give anything to be in my shoes and do the kind of work that I've done. So I'm very happy with everything that I've done, and I'm even happier to be in a place now where I feel like I'm being. It's not so much a question of being of substantial, non-substantial. It's a question of being challenged. I feel more challenged now than I have felt in other projects before.
Vicky, Sara, one common thread that links both your movies, Masan as well as Angry Indian Goddesses, was the trouble that it faced from the censor board. So how is it this time around? I mean, have they been ruthless in case of Zubaan as well? What is the certificate that you have been granted?
No, they were very generous to Masan. They didn't do anything apart from a word, just that one word.
Okay. So what's the thing with Zubaan? Any problems with the censor board?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Which is good news.
Yeah, we got a US certificate.
Finally, how are two incredibly beautiful and talented people single?
Who said I was single?
Oh, you are not?
Who
Wow.
said he was single?
Okay, so
Who said
good.
we were single?
Alright.
No. I don't know. Are you single?
You know, Salman did that while promoting Uttiri.
With whom?
With you, of course. No? He called you Baby Jane.
He still calls me Baby Jane.
And someone said, how is an adult Sara turned into a Baby Jane?
Salman, I mean, people call him Bhai. But
what plans for Valentine? Now that you're not single, who are you dating?
Zubaan. He's dating Zubaan.
He's got into that space where I'm like, अगर मैं अरे सुनो तो अरे he's got into that space. No, you are not single.
Okay, so what's happening?
Actually, like she said, I'm dating Zubaan right now. And we are we pretty much like just.
But ever celebrated Valentine's? How's it been like?
It's been beautiful.
What about you, Sara?
My last Valentine's was on an island in Fiji. No, I wasn't.
Mud Island.
So my own in Mud Island shooting. I don't even remember what I did, man. Honestly, like I celebrate. I'm a huge like lover and a romantic and and that's just who I am, honestly. So I don't really give that much importance to Valentine's Day. Yes, it's special, it's great. Some people need a reminder, I guess, that you have to tell other people that you love them. I don't. So
There's also going to be Matru Pitru Divas now.
Yeah, I just read it somewhere. Matru Pitru Divas. Maybe like Happy Valentine's Day.
but which are your favorite love stories? Indian cinema only. That you can tell.
favorite love
stories.
Indian cinema?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You have to think about it.
Yeah.
So many.
There's so many, seriously.
Yeah, but once like
What
comes
is
in a
the-
mind,
I
like,
really
some-
like. I
suddenly comes
I
like,
really
yeah,
like the
this
two
is one
states.
is wrong.
I like
Yeah.
two states.
Huh?
I like the states. I like the two-state story.
Mughal Azam.
Wow, good one. Okay, great. It was fun talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
very
you
much, and
so
wish you all the
very
very
much.
best for
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
a lot.
Thank